Today I want to look at the Craftaids. So we've looked at these before and they're fantastic things for tooling. If you've not come across them, they're sort of like an acrylic sheet that has a kind of raised area on. But it occurred to me that they would be equally just as valid for doing pyrography. So sometimes when you're not feeling very arty, it's just really helpful to have a base starting point that's transferred on and that you can then start working on. So I've got here a butterflies one. So I think you can just sort of see. Now there's another video that explains how to use these, but they're very easy. You literally just dampen the leather. You want veg tan, can be the white, eco creamy white, or it can be your natural standard veg. And you're just going to wet it, and then you place this down and you find the little raised areas to press down, and then use something like a bone folder or stylus, and you're just going to really rub over. So yeah, if you've kind of remembered what it was like doing brass rubbings, it's that kind of thing when you were a kid at school, but maybe I'm showing my age. But anyway, that's how you do them, and that gives you a transfer. So you just need to make sure you don't move them around while you're working, and then as you peel them back you get an imprint. And I'm going to show you next some close-up of some I did earlier, and then with some pyrography. So this was my end results. So I'm really terrible at drawing butterflies. I can do flowers fine, but butterflies no good. So this I'm quite pleased with actually, because it gave me a really good starting point. And I think as well with Celtic knotwork, it's really worth using the Craftaids. It's very hard to get that really neat starting point for your knotwork before you veer off yourself. So starting with the Craftaids can be really, really helpful. So take a look at the section on the website, lots and lots of different designs of them. And now to see this in action. So this is one I've got ready, and I've been experimenting with my pyrography tool just to sort of get my feel of the different tips and ends. So I'm going to try using, there's a little sharp kind of paddle end, there's a little nib which is good, and a kind of more fatter round nib. For this I'm just going to use the kind of sort of chisel tool, and I've had this heating up ready. But before I go on to my main pocket, this is going to be the pocket of a bag with the butterflies on. I'm just going to test it out. So I'm left-handed here. Let's see when we put it down. Okay, so you can see whether it's hot enough when you come to do this. So at the moment it's leaving a really nice fine line. A little bit of drag in certain directions, so it's just a case of getting used to the tool. But getting these nice fine lines with it, which should be really good for doing the butterflies. Now it's quite important you just get yourself set up and comfortable when you're just doing this, so that you've got nice control. It's like a pen. What you don't want to have yourself do is to be touching that shaft. So that's why you're kind of working with a longer end. So just a case of getting used to things a little bit. So we'll just go in quite slowly and gently. And the great thing with the Craftaids is all I need to do is follow the lines. So I'm just going to take it nice and slow, and I've got this on the lowest setting, and I'm just touching it to the leather. Where I think I've got some smoothness, I'm letting it flow, otherwise I'm just lifting it up and off. And you should be able to see design outline taking shape. I said I was doing butterflies, but I actually put some flowers in the corner here. And it's just a case of getting used to it. Taking a light approach. If I was to go down dark, if I do it on a piece here, that's my light line, and holding it and going down deeper gives me a much deeper line there, like that. So, and somewhere in the middle is there. So what I want at the moment is just to get the rough kind of outline in, and then I'll go back and play around with weights.